Boom. God damn, I never get sound on this fucking thing. Boom. All right, we got sound. God damn, I never get sound. We got sound. Sweet. What's up, people? Today, we are going to talk MMA. There will be MMA talk. Today, There will be MMA talk. We will talk about a few things, and I also have a product review or a product, not a product review, but yeah, sort of an unboxing, I guess, of a product that I got. Hold on, let me see if I can. Where's the chat out? Pop out the chat here. Man, hopefully everyone's doing really good. Just remember, we are all blessed, man. We live in America. I'm here in Chicago. It's just, we got it good. I'm able to smoke cigars, have a gold lighter here. Look at this beer, Small Wave City Club. So, hey, guys, I thought before one of the other Solemn Old Brewery beers that we had, that it was a duplicate, that we had already reviewed it. It's getting hard for me to track. I need to start writing down everything that I've drank already, as well as our smokes. Here's the Punch Knuckle Buster. This cigar is this thing is awesome. Only $5.50. I was looking for a cigar close to $5. As always, I'm trying to get to that medium, and this is what I turned out with. This is made by Punch Cigars, which is a major manufacturer. They make fantastic cigars from all over the world. Their Cuban Punch cigars are some of my favorites. So I tried this Knuckle Buster, because I wanted to be in that $5 range, and I find that this is a double IPA. It is, if it was one more of the fruitier ones that we've had before, I find that the IPAs bring out a lot of flavor in Maduro. So I started out with the beer, because I wanted to sort of close out the Small Wave City Club beers. It looks like there are 3 of them. This is the IPA, the double IPA. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to pair it with the Knuckle Buster. And I, watch check today, guys. Bam. My Alfred Dunhill tank watch. It's hard to get a little look at that. It's a faceted glass watch, so it has facets on it. This is a stainless steel bracelet. I just got it polished and put another battery in it. I've had this for over 20 years. This is one of my more expensive watches in my collection. I was happy to learn that it's retained its value. It started out retailing in the area of $1,000, and because of its age, I've heard that I could get close to that. I've been told that I could get close to that. It's not in pristine condition. I did get it polished recently. I need to, let me rub that off there. No one's in the chat still, but if you could withstand all this. So I love this watch. I've always enjoyed it. I was going to put it on a different band, but I decided against it. And when we're on the topic of, I had it not functioning for like 3 or 4 years because I don't wear these dressier watches, but I got another dress watch, and I have a bunch of them, but I usually wear them because I'm sort of casually elegant. And I find this watch in itself very elegant. It is a quartz watch, and I've been told that it has a Movado movement. I've always assumed that it had a movement from Patek Philippe or from Machine Constantine, a different manufacturer, but apparently it is a Movado movement. And I see now that it definitely takes fingerprints quite drastically. But for I believe $50, I got a battery replacement, and the gentleman polished it. The watchmaker, the watch guy, polished it for me. It's hard to tell how good the polish is from this picture here. I could just wipe it down. I have a lot of fingerprints on it, but it's a stainless steel bracelet. The other watch that I got, that we're not doing a watch check, but while we're on the topic of older watches that are just sitting around, my brother gifted me this watch because it wasn't working. All it needed, this is a Solar Seiko. This one's also, he's had it for like 15 years. I believe the watchmaker said that this is like a 15-year-old watch. So he had it for a long time. the case of it is, as you see, it's really scratched up. There's no point in polishing it. I thought of changing out the casing, and I still may change out the case and keep the movement and go just for a stainless steel or just a plain black stainless steel on this. So a solar watch it has a different battery than other watches. It's a battery that is sort of like a solar cell. It will, or a solar capacitor, is that what it would be called? Or a solar battery. It generates, the dial of the watch allows it to, via the sun, generate energy, and then it stores it in the battery. So the battery for these were a little bit more. He charged me a little bit, like for the bracelet, this black leather bracelet with this butterfly, has a butterfly. This one I could actually hit. This is a beat up watch, but I think this is going to be my experiment watch. I'm going to get into the watch sort of modifications where I'm going to change this casing. And by that, I mean this area here, this actual part right here where the dial of the watch is encased, right? That's what I'm going to change out. Although this one, surprisingly, and here's the thing, I got it for free. My brother just gave it to me. He had, I guess, been sitting on it for 15 years, and it hadn't been working for a while because eventually the solar battery runs out, and the solar batteries are a little bit more than other batteries, so you have to order those and get those. But it's an old watch, but again, like just this other Dunhill one here, new battery, little polish. This one, new battery with a new strap, right? I was thinking more silicone. I requested a silicone. I didn't mind it. The guy does decent work. I like his butterfly attachment here more so than the one that I purchased that I'm going to show you guys right now. We're going to do another, right? So let me get myself in frame, and then we're going to continue this going. We could talk about some MMA. How did everybody enjoy the big fights last week? My goodness, man, last week, and that was a great card, guys. I was so impressed with Jack Magdalena, with Volkanovski's counter wrestling. I mean, that's the story. The story is Volkanovski, as well as Yair destroying Josh Emmett. We don't know if Josh Emmett was injured. There was rumor that he was injured. Let me raise this up a little bit here. That Josh Emmett was, possibly injured. He didn't seem too compromised. He just seemed outclassed on the feet, like what I expected and what most people expected. He did wrestle. He should have used that wrestling. He should have came out round two, and rather than throwing those haymakers, he should have actually taken a grapple-heavy approach, and he didn't. And Yair, made him pay for it. Yair did take punches himself. He ate those punches, which I was amazed at. Yair is vulnerable. He did get the submission, but I think it was a submission out of, it was more of a club and sub, a submission out of opportunity. So it isn't like he has fantastic jiu-jitsu, but the guy on the feet and the kicks are just insane. The pop you would hear on those kicks when even Emmett would block them, it was like Emmett was a punching bag or a kicking bag. Those kicks were hard. And I'm just surprised that someone like, for example, how did Yair not outbox and outkick Holloway? I was on Holloway in that, and that was a very important bout for me. That I knew Holloway would withstand, the onslaught that Yair would bring, but Emmett just really didn't do a good job defending himself, and then got wild, really wild, looping overhead rights and lefts that weren't hitting. Yair picked them all up, and I was very surprised that Emmett, being as such a good fighter, smart guy, did not use his fight IQ to pick up on and really see what Yair was doing in terms of, just to do something defensively. And he was so successful in the first round when he got his takedown with his ground and pound that he didn't really pursue that immediately once the fight started. There's the Dunhill again. I'm going to put that away because let me put these. We can put them away. Yeah, let me put them away in their respective boxes. Because let me open up this beer. Let's go so we can have a sip of this beer. Still nobody in the chat. That's all right, guys. Don't worry about it. We do this for the love. We do this for the game. I got love for the game. Game. You know? I hate saying, you know. But we do this for the love. And I appreciate the fans, the people that do actually watch this, even if they're not participating in the chat. You guys are appreciated. Numbers are low, but hey, that's all right. That's okay. We're always sharing information. We're always talking about things. You're learning about new beers here with this Double Small Wave City Club, right? I don't know if you've had or heard of Solemn Brewery. They're out of Naperville here in Illinois. And you can find this Punch Knuckle Buster at any Binny's in the Fine USA or at your tobacconist or cigar shop, right? This Knuckle Buster Maduro. We'll see, we'll get a chance at that soon. But before we get there, I'm going to unbox this here. This is my new watch. I had to jump at this watch because, let me just show you the watch. Beautiful box. It is the Timex Marlin. This watch has been made since the 1960s or is it the 1970s, which it is a replica of. Let me do this. I had to buy this watch. Had to buy it. Amazon made me buy it. Amazon made me buy this watch, guys. Right? It was retailing for $145. It dropped down to $79 on a sale. Right? So it was like 58% off, 57% off. I had to buy it. Right? It's back up to $140 now. I'm disappointed by a few things about it. Primarily the casing. The casing, I tend to not like these gold casings, but in terms even of the color, but the casing material, it is metal, but man, it is a cheap casing. Not happy with the casement at all for this watch, but it is a pretty watch, and it has again the visible or skeletal back where you could actually see the movement. Actually, you can't see it so well. I'm too close to the camera. Let's see if, I was too close there. So yeah, you can see a little better there. So you can actually see the Timex movement on it. But this casing, man, it is cheap-o. So, it's still a good watch, right? I love the winding hand is good. The date on it is very difficult to see. It's almost impossible for me to see. I need my cheater glasses to see. The band on it is fantastic quality. The leather is soft. Has a very nice smell to it. So I'm going to keep this band, but I've also bought another band for it in green. This one has a 20 millimeter lug width, which is this part here, right? So I have a bunch of straps that I could put this on with. Let's have a sip of beer. Ooh, lots of lemon. This is going to be good. Again, it's a double IPA. It has some citrus. Let's see what Small Wave, what Solemn Malt has to say about their own beer. Reading the notes here. I need to get a cloth for my glasses. I need to get new glasses too. It's on the recipe here. The ebb and flow of the great citra and mosaic soaked expanse where citrus swells abound, and the buried stone fruit anchor holds fast in the depths below. Who writes this shit? That's like shit I would have written years ago when I was completely full of shit. The ebb and flow of the great citra and mosaic soaked expanse where citrus swells abound and buried stone fruit anchors holds fast in the depths below. Come on. You know, you could smell it. I smelled the citra, a little bit of lemon, and look at the color is just fabulous. That's a really, you know, I love the juice. I love seeing that where it's juicy. I mean, the goldenness character of it. You know, I have to put up the light a little bit higher, I think. Mm, that is good. For a double IPA, it's not forceful. Lots of citrus, a hint of grapefruit as well. Something else that really just makes it very tasty, highly drinkable. It's 7%, not super powerful, but I found some of these double IPAs, just because it's 7.5, 7.8%, so 8%, it'll still get you really fast. It'll tap into that bloodstream really fast. What I should have had were some gloves. Shouldn't have hit the beer when I'm handling the watch, but that's okay. I expect these things, even though this is considered a dress watch. Again, there's the face. It's a silver dial. I mean, there you go. I'm off center. Let me put myself center again. Oh, yeah. Boom. Yeah, let me put myself center. Boom. Let's see if the light center. Yeah. Let's see if that helps at all. Gotta light up the subject, which is me. Yeah, the casement is horrible and janky, but man, my old company, interesting. The Marlin collection, again, very classic. It's water resistance at 30 meters. I wouldn't trust this in the water anyways, and I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't shower or. The other good thing about these watches is they're this little quick release. So all my watches have quick release bands except for that Seiko that you saw earlier. But that's why I love quick releases, is because I can now interchange this watch with the bands for the other 20 millimeter watches that I have. And now I have 3 of them, right? I have a couple other Timexes that are 20 millimeters, as well as my Sugis, which is 20 millimeters. And look at the other band, the other 20 millimeter band. Yeah, let me do that for you. Let's check that out. Basically a watch, beer, and cigar channel now, huh? So the other great thing, like I said, so this is the 20 millimeter, the band on my Sugis, and let's check this out, because just for fun. And again, if you guys remember how beautiful the 1963 movement on this watch is, there you go, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful watch. Let me put that there. I needed to take this Marlin, these straps off anyways, and check this out. This is what's awesome about the quick release, is it just that fast. I had already taken it off of the I'd taken it off already off the man, this casing is just cheap. I don't know how they're able to justify the price on this casing here. And that beer is tasty. Got a lot still to do. I gotta make dinner. Come on. Oh, is that correct? Yes. Yeah, so look at how I just changed the strap and the nature of the watch. It's nice on that gray too, isn't it? What do you guys think? That's beautiful, man. That's awesome. Actually, you know what the problem is? What I need to do is I need to, and that's why I have this. But this, yeah, I wouldn't actually. This isn't. The color is nice, but I have a different color coming. I have a green band for it, and the color I'm going to save. I think I need to save, or I need to get another one, but that's okay. Right, but that looks nice with that gray. I don't like this rally strap. This is considered a rally strap. It has those holes. I don't like that, but the color with this strap is really nice. I mean, I think it really the gray. Oh shit! What happened there? I didn't. Interesting. Okay, so we need to. Whoa, we need to now repair. That's interesting. That's okay, guys. That's okay. We're good. We're good because we're doing this. You guys can actually see me. I'm going to repair this. Boom. All right. Oh, interesting. I wonder if the lugs. Okay, come on. That's interesting. I wonder if there's something wrong with the lug. Because I buy these eye strap replacement parts. And in fact, this one has what I'm going to do. There's nobody in the chat anyway, so I might as well just chill out. Probably going to chase everybody away. Oh, there's a button. No one's going to pay attention to this. No one's going to watch. But man, oh, yeah, it's still a pretty watch with that gray. That's pretty. I'm going to get a gray leather one, just a solid, not a rally for this watch. And I also bought this green, but the problem is that I'm going to need to change this piece here, and that's what I have with here. They always send out these lugs, right? Those are the lugs right there, and this piece, the piece that I use to put on the butterfly strap. And I'm not going to waste any more of your time, but here's the butterfly strap, the gold one that would match, right? That they would pair with the watch, right? So this is going to replace this piece here, right? It's going to replace the traditional watch band. It's going to be a butterfly strap, which I prefer and I put on all my watches, right? So the butterfly, you clip it, and it. Whoa, yeah, that I got to fix that. Beyond fix that, I got to replace that. And I'm not going to do that right now with you guys because it keeps popping out. And I'm not going to do the install. Let's get into drinking beer and get into drinking beer, smoking a cigar, talking MMA. That's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to hold off on the repair of this. It really bothers me that this lug keeps falling off, because what if I'm wearing this out and the lug falls off and somehow damages my watch? There it goes. Go back in. So I was able to get it back in pretty good, but it keeps falling off. So let's take this off this watch now. Put it back on the Sugus. And again, it has these, again, the little quick releases here, guys. Bam. Man, the watch, it's this Timex, the Marlin feels so cheap. It looks so elegant, but it is so, the materials that they used on the casing is just so cheap. And it is indeed a stainless steel. It says it's stainless steel on the back. And the dial is probably a metal print. It's actually a pretty dial. I think it's classic. It probably uses the same materials like aluminum or a steel pop print. It's doesn't have a lot of luminescence to it. It's got some of this illumination to it, but not quite. It has the raised numbers, which I love, but the quality just doesn't seem up to snuff. It doesn't really seem like it's not as good as this steel here that's on the Sugus, right? And this one is a little bit more money, right? But it's still the quality, and it's Chinese. And the Timex actually is an American company. I'm not certain if where the country of origin is. Not positive. Okay, so there's that. Put that back on the Sugus. We're going to have to definitely inspect that later on. Let's just put this piece here, the butterfly piece. And again, I was gonna put it on for you guys, but it seems like there's nobody here, and nobody probably would listen or watch it. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this for the green or the gray that I get. Right, I'm gonna save this piece here. It's only 10 or 12 bucks. I tend to put it on all my watches, but I think I'm gonna save this piece though. I'm not gonna put it on this black one yet. But I am going to wear the watch, and I'm going to save the butterfly clasp for another time, for a different strap that I got, a different color. I could always put it in and then take it out, you know what I mean? But let's get to, because I want to get the MMA, I want to drink more. I was thinking I wanted to do the install for you guys, but you can't actually see me doing the work. So what's the point of doing these installs, right? So let me just put, and again, the quick release, here's the quick release, right? It has this little knob on the lugs that you could actually just put back onto your watch fairly easily, which I dig. Ooh. How did everyone do on their betting? Well, there's no chat, so I can't really discuss it. Islam Makhachev, Volkanovski, fantastic fight. Joey didn't think it was fight of the year. I think it was fight of the year. I was so excited. I was on the Makhachev side, and Makhachev, I was able to build some parlays to make some money. I made about 1 unit. Problem was that I lost a unit, which my largest other bet on a prop bet. I had a unit on Makhachev via sub, and he didn't achieve that, right? So we're gonna leave the Timex here. That is gonna be the watch for this session. So I was very impressed with Volkanovski with his counter wrestling. His counter wrestling was crazy good. He was able to get up. The dude has no neck. The problem was, I'm still talking away from the camera. Problem was that Islam didn't make an adjustment to his strategy. He kept going to the rear. You cannot choke Volkanovski out. We saw that with Ortega. You gotta arm bar him. You gotta break his arm, or a knee bar. I don't think a knee bar would work. You have to break his arm and force the ref to stop the fight. I'm sorry, I'm talking away from the camera. Yeah, I don't think a knee. I picked my nose. I picked my nose. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a cold. I picked my nose. This beer is fantastic, guys. Fantastic. So we're not going to do the modification on the watch, but it still is a it still is a nice watch. I like it. I even like it with the black. Right? I'm going to change it. I'm going to put it. I have a green, a certain shade of green coming. I think I even have a gray that's coming, and it just looks nice as a dress watch next to white, or something, very it's elegant, right? So it has a nice tactile winding. It is a little winky. It doesn't have a great feel, but it's decent. But it's a Timex, classic, inexpensive, $79, guys, for this automatic watch to add to the collection. It is back up to $150 already on Amazon. So I think I made a good purchase, right? I think I made a good purchase. I think I made a good decision to put the battery in and not change the Dunhill. Those were all good moves. The watch collection is out of control, guys. It's out of control. It's out of control. I showed Ranj, and I've shown people my boxes, a box of tickets here. Let's get to the boxes of watches. The box of watches here, where the collection is, where we stand now, and I have straps too, right? So I have, here's the Seiko, and all of my watches have those butterfly straps, right? They all have these butterflies that I put on them. This yellow can actually be, I could put this yellow one here on the Sugas. I could put it on the Bambino here, the blue Bambino, the Orient Bambino. I could put it on the Timex that I have if I want to. Same with this orange. You've seen me with it, and this gray that I have here. So the straps, these are also 20 millimeter straps that could go on the Sugas, that could go on the Orient, but which I wouldn't do. Right, so this is part of the collection. This is crazy. It's gotten outrageous, guys. Like this, it isn't a ton of expense, but it's up there. I think right here is I think it's 2,000 worth of watches, right? Including the Timex that I have. It's actually less. I buy affordable watches. The other set here. Ooh, look at the loom on that side. The loom. Here's the other set. These are all the cheaper watches. These are all the quartz watches, right? So this is the other set of watches that I got, right? So the quartz Timex, solar, Seiko, Dunhill cigar holder. This is my Casio, Bond Casio, other cheap Casio. These are my workhorses that I take to work. My Sunto, as well as the other Timex and this Casio are my work watches. I do actually take this watch here, this white face, to work. Sometimes it's because I paid like $65 for it, right? So if I harm it, it's not a big deal. This has been my worst purchase, not quite worse, but worse in that it lost value. All the other watches have gone up, including this $65. I paid like, I got it not used, but previously owned for like $45. And it's retained value. It stayed its value. This is the one that, again, I mentioned earlier that my brother gave me for free. And the good news, I didn't mention that to you guys. This one is actually, my brother paid like four to close to $500 for. It retained its value because it has a first generation, or I forgot what generation movement it has, the solar movement. My watch guy says that I said, what do you think? I get like $200-300. He's like, easy. You could get, it's worth $500. He says it's worth it. So it's retained its value. This Seiko here is worth $500. So, a nice $500 watch for free. I'll take that. All I had to do is buy a battery, and I put that leather strap on it. We're good. So yeah, the watch collection's out of control. And this is nothing. But we're out of control, guys. We're out of control because there's going to be more watches coming. Man, you know, this gets hard talking and doing this shit without an audience. Without participation, without questions, and people like prompting me to, hey, what do you think about Aaron Blanchfield and Jessica Andrade this weekend? What's up with Jordan Wright? And why is he an underdog against Zach Puga? Right? Like, nobody's there to tell me, my man, Oven St. Preux is a dog too against Felipe Lins. Man, what's going on with that? Right? Oh, Jim Miller, Alexander Hernandez. You know, you don't have people there to prompt you, and I didn't really do any research. You know, I'm wanting to just shoot off the hip, talk a little MMA, talk a little watches, talk a little cigars. The Knuckle Buster. Let's smoke this cigar too. Ooh, we got to get it out of the cello. $5.50 for this cigar, guys. Look at that. Full gauge, big flavor. I'm hoping for some big flavor here. You could throw shit. It's also the other thing I don't like about this watch is the movement's loud. The power mechanism that it uses makes a lot of noise. I'm not a fan of that. So as you're moving your hand, it charges the watch. It gives it power when you're moving around, but at the same time, it's very loud. It's still moving. Like, this is an easy watch to wind. You could just, yeah. Not a fan, you know, good looking watch, great. Look at the bevel on it. I love that domed look to it. It's still a good-looking watch, and I got a great price. For the price, I had to do it. And I showed it to my watch guy, and he was like, for the price, you had to. Like, I showed him on Amazon, like, that I bought the what I paid for it. I showed him my order profile on Amazon, and then I showed him what it is right now, and he was like, good purchase. My watch repair guy's Indian. And I just did the always very racist there. We talk to each other, and his English is like rudimentary, but... All right. I think I have a slight cold, so my nose is not doing that very good. This has a lot of citra in it, so it's so strong citra, and it's juicy, and it tastes so good. That's why that permeates excellently, but... spreading the boogers on my cigar, layered with my boogerness. I'm gonna smoke my boogers. Actually, that's pretty interesting. Smoke my boogers. Don't be afraid of the boogers. The boogers are part of you. Very unclassy. Look at the things. I'm smoking cigars, drinking classy beers, wearing a classy, sophisticated watch with the white shirt, and I'm over here talking about boogers. Well, that's me. A lot of good flavor coming out of this cigar. It looks well rolled. Not as oily, but there's a hint of sweetness already. I like it. Not as oily. I want it to be oily. Like, I want to see a sheen. I want my Maduro to almost be like a double Maduro, like a stoutish look to it. I want it to look like a double stout, right? Not an imperial stout, but a double stout. I want it to be chocolatey and have that like a chocolate cream sheen to it. That's what I want. This still looks very good. It looks very uniform. The wrapper looks fantastic. It has to be a little bit lower quality filler. The filler doesn't match the wrapper, just a Maduro wrapper. I don't know what the binder is, nor what the filler is. I didn't do any research on it. I purely bought this on price. Price is what this cigar was bought on, and that I wanted a Maduro to pair with the double IPA, the small wave double IPA that we got. So we're going to Yeah, we're gonna do just the double cut, right? Look at the gold with the gold, right? The gold, and the gold. I'm gonna buy a. That's the next goal, but I'm gonna be traveling, and I got vacation coming up in June. But the next goal is to buy a couple ounces of gold. I want to win some money. I want to win good money, like $1,000, $2,000. I want to have another $2,000 night. And I've had a couple of those. I want to have, what's up, Real News? Man, these fights are this is the one of the worst cards there are a bunch. There've been some really bad cards, and the fight I'm really looking forward to is the main event. Jessica Andrade and Aaron Blanchfield. That's like high level MMA. Whether male or female. And speaking of that, when people were talking about the pound for pound best fighter in the UFC, and everybody put Volkanovski and Makhachev, everyone's coming together. There is to me, there's no argument. Valentina Shevchenko, even though she had a hard time in her last outing, is pound for pound the best MMA fighter, male or female, in the UFC. Just fighter, pound for pound, for me, it's Valentina Shevchenko, right? You could almost put Amanda Nunes up there. Look at their resume. Look at the level and the means, the way they've defeated their opponents. For me, Volk cannot be pound for pound best fighter with no submissions, ever. I think he's got one submission. I mean, but nothing submitted nobody. Without any jiu-jitsu cannot be. Just having great counter wrestling, counter jiu-jitsu, great. But pound for pound fighter, even though you're winning, great winning streak, awesome winning streak. How does his winning streak compare to Valentina Shevchenko? How does he's just started on his title defenses. How many title defenses has Amanda Nunes made? Right? And regained her title, lost and regained her title. I would argue that those two women are far above and beyond pound for pound the best MMA fighters in the UFC over Islam Makhachev, over Alexander Volkanovski. That's what I would argue. I think you have to just look at the history and the skill set, because it's all about skills, right? Who do you think has better technical striking between Valentina Shevchenko, the best Muay Thai striking, between Islam Makhachev or Alexander Volkanovski? Who's the better striker? I would argue that Valentina's the better striker. Who's the better boxer? And this is going to be a tough one because Volkanovski's boxing has gotten really better. But who's the better boxer between Amanda Nunes, Alexander Volkanovski, and Islam Makhachev? And I would argue that Amanda Nunes' boxing is actually slightly better than those two men, right? So are we talking skill sets here, or are we talking wins? What is it? It doesn't matter what what people say in the media. If we're talking and to disclude the women, and I'm not trying to like blow the shit in there or whatever, or be a PC or whatever. Let's just be objective about it, right? Let's just be objective about who really has the skill set, right? I just don't think that Volk is very effective, but I don't think he's that skilled. It's effective, but it's not. Although his boxing, man, I'm telling you, his boxing has gotten good. He got tagged a little bit, but man, his movement's fantastic. Really good movement. Makhachev's boxing and his he's got punch. He's got power behind his punches, but his kickboxing skills, not that great. Not that great. His boxing's not that great either. He's a defensive, very opportunistic and smart striker. But I would still argue that Valentina, as well as Amanda Nunes, outshine both those two. Yeah, I wouldn't even. Real news. It doesn't even have to be about women. We're just talking pound for pound best MMA fighters in the UFC right now. When they talk about pound for pound, they even with the women, they don't even include, or that's the problem. I guess the problem I see is like they don't even mention it, right? Nobody talks about it when the UFC is talking about pound for pound and those other people, and even Volkanovski doesn't specify, hey, for men, I'm telling you, Valentina Shevchenko is a more well-rounded, technically skilled fighter than Alexander Volkanovski. And for her weight, pound for pound, she's better, far better, like far better than, she's getting, their women are catching up. She's basically has been like the Tiger Woods, the Kelly Slater, the Michael Jordan of the women's division. The women are slowly, because she's aging, they're slowly catching up to her. But she has been the standard for so long. She's like the GSP, the John Jones of the women's division. But in herself, and I would argue that even though she had a hard time last time, if you build the whole Mount Rushmore of MMA and you don't have, Shevchenko in that, I think you're sort of, fucking things up. She's on that level of Hall of Fame, all-time great MMA fighter. She's, in my opinion, I might be blowing smoke, but it's just too bad I haven't been able to make a lot of money off her. I have made some money off of her. She has done, finished women that have made me money, but even those finishes, man, the numbers that you're getting, not cool. But to not include those people in a discussion of pound for pound, and the discussion's not really important anyways, right? That's UFC. Like, some people could say that Demetrius Johnson, pound for pound, right now could be the best fighter in the world, right? Let's open it up, right? We're talking UFC pound for pound. I still think there's a lot of, I'm just not there with everybody. Even the men. I mean, Volkanovski might, in terms of the men, be the best pound per pound male in the UFC, but until he can actually grapple, which he almost was trying to, and he did get Makhachev on the ground in that 5th round. I think Makhachev was compromised physically. I wonder how his training was. Guys, and also, all these fighters, when you go into a different hemisphere, like Australia, you gotta go for, when you're below the equator, you go to Brazil, you gotta go down there for a while. I'm surprised that Jamal Hill did so well coming to Brazil on such short notice. Like, he showed up that week of. I'm very surprised that he was able to do it. But I think Glover was a little overconfident, maybe too calm, maybe too chill. I think going back to Brazil, getting probably the media love that he was getting could have affected him. Where Hill came in as that, like, Mr. T in Rocky 3, where he was going to beat up the champ easily and accomplish that. So when you go to these places, I think you got to go there way ahead of time to adjust to everything, the food, the water, the time, the altitude, whatever it is, you got to go there. Give me a moment. I'm going to light the cigar up. I'm going to grab another beer. Even without the cigar, I'm loving the Citra of the double IPA. It's not, the hops are not overpowering. It's a very subtle hoppy taste to it. It has more of that Citra, and I love that. It's like juicy. Like, I always like the juicy IPAs, guys. And we always have great IPAs. Solemn makes some really good beer. They're out of Chicago, or Naperville, just a suburb outside of Chicago. So they make a fantastic product. A shout out to Solemn. They support the skateboard community too, and other communities. Really cool people, awesome art, support artists, musicians. They just know how to do it. Just fantastic company. I'm happy to review it. I'm happy that I can't harp or find negative things on the product because they got good taste. The shit tastes good. You guys know me. If it tasted like shit, I would tell you. I would tell you if the cigar was bad. I would tell you if I'm winning money. I tell you if I'm losing money. You know, I won 1 unit last week because I parlayed. Backed myself up on the Makachev via submission and finish, where I put a unit plus on that. Right, I backed that up with Makachev, Yazir Rodriguez, with Malarkey and Lomo in parlays. Right, I had these like three pick parlays and 4 pick parlays that actually won my $100+ back, even though I had to do these chalky parlays to get there, right, to get my money back. That's what I bet, and I didn't bet a lot. You know, I'm normally in that $400 to 400 over that I'm in wagers that I'm placing, and I wasn't there at all. I was in that $300 range this week to make 100, right? So I made 100, and then I also won on my Chiefs bet. So, you know, it was a winning week, whatnot, but it's still not. When I win a couple $100, that doesn't make or break me. I'm happy to win, but I want gold money. I want gold bar money. I want one of these little gold bars, a couple ounces of gold. So we're talking about $4,000 is what my objective is this year, if not sooner. Right? So I want those gold bars, and that's my goal. So I'm working overtime. I'm going to travel, but I'm also gambling wise. I got to start winning big and maybe raise my stakes, because I pick. The picks are guys. The picks don't matter. Everybody, we all can make the picks. It's making the play, that one play. You know, getting Jim Miller plus 190. I'm on Jim Miller. You know, they're in fact the props have come out on Jim Miller. Man, Jim Miller, I think he could submit. Him by submission is plus 500, but him by finish is plus 330. So I'm going to do like 30 on the finish and 20 on the submission for Jim Miller. He will not win a decision. I think he's got better wrestling. He certainly has better jiu-jitsu. And the guy has this is one of his last fights. It's risky of me. But I think Alexander Hernandez is brought in as fodder, brought in to help Jim Miller. And this is another instance where I think Jim Miller takes out this young guy who's not a fantastically well-rounded. He's a minus 245 favorite. Shouldn't be there. I don't think he should be in the UFC. I think he should be in PFL, Bellator. I think that it's obvious that he's not as elite as he could be. Real News says that the 285 has a heavyweight belt, and then 286 likely to be pound for pound talk. Again, leading up to Usman Edwards. Winner could move into 1 or 2. Could possibly into 2. Yeah, you know what? Real News, the pound for pound talks is for casuals, right? That's not for us. We're already discussing pound for pound to people like us is irrelevant. We don't want to know. The specifics of the fighters are what we care about. Islam's lack of ring control, ring generalship, right? Islam's lack of making not transitions, but altering his style in fight. Like, we want those kinds of specifics. Volkanovski's counter wrestling, right? Volkanovski's jiu-jitsu defense, or not really jiu-jitsu defense, but the fact that it's very difficult. We're that's the stuff that we need to focus on. Like, we spend time arguing and like, oh, who's bound for pound best? That's for like little kids. You know, little kids talk about that shit. I mentioned it. We talked about it because that is a talk that everybody is, you know, concerned about. Whoa. And would like to hear. But for us, we need numbers. We want numbers and we want results. We want results with our betting. Let me get something spilled here. Yeah, discussing and analyzing who's pound for pound best in the UFC is great for discussion and it's great for clicks, but it ain't gonna make you any fucking money. And you know, even though it doesn't seem like that, I remember, yeah, you know, we've mentioned that where somebody criticized me and was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this pick thing. You're not sought out for this, you know, because you're telling people to bet this and that. And they're losing their hard-earned money." Well, motherfucker, I'm losing my own hard-earned money. You know, you don't think I'm about the money? That's what I'm about. Fuck the fucking clicks. Fuck the fucking audience. You can have as many fucking subscribers you want. You know, have all those people and still suck. Your picks suck. Your information is good, but your actual plays and what you're doing sucks. Right? If you, what can I say? I don't have the viewership, and I don't have the participation where people say, "Hey, I tailed you on that one." You know, like last week, if people would have tailed me on my Makachev, Loma Locobono, as well as Malarkey parlay to get you an even money, a three pick to get you an even money, right? Even money through a unit on it. You would have made money. You could have thrown more on it. I'm happy with that pick all day. Although people could have argued that Makachev shouldn't deserve the fight, but I still won that. My Malarkey, Yair Rodriguez, Makachev parlay also cashed. And then my parlay with Makachev and Yair also cashed. Right, almost did a sort of a tricksy with them. So you can go back. I've always been transparent with everybody on this show. Yeah, the Blanchfield sub. I'm going to look at that line here in a moment. Real news. Carpenter, we'll check that out. This card just fucking sucks. But you know what? Maybe it'll surprise us. You know, sometimes when you have this low-level MMA with nobodies, but the fights end up being good, right? Like if you got two guys that are like not really high level and they come out and like try, you know, one has made changes, you know, it again, you never judge a book by its cover, right? We don't do that here on the Bob Better channel. You never know who you're speaking to. You never know what, you know, this $5.50 cigar could end up tasting better than a $20 cigar. Never know who or what you're dealing with, right? Real news. Carpenter I haven't looked at. Yeah, minus 315, brother. I mean, yeah, parlay piece. But you know me, man. I'm sick. I had to parlay the last card out. I had to bet that chalk. You know, I bet 3 fighters that were all minus 300 to get the even money. Not cool. Not fun. Right? And that's why I didn't win as much as I did. I had Loma Locobono by TKO. She subs, right? She gets the submission. I had Yair TKO, gets the submission. You know, it's like, oh man. I had the mock by finish and by sub, gets the decision, right? So some of those prop bets that were, I'm on the not the wrong side, just the wrong. They didn't get it. It didn't happen. So, you know, those things cut into the profit. You know, I won a unit after all is said and done because I didn't know who was going to win the fight, but things, you know, I also had Malarkey by finish. You know, so, you know, it is what it is, guys. I hate gambling that way, but, and I think before I gave more information on my channel, and I need to go back to that, and slowly we will. I like doing these beer reviews and cigar reviews, to be quite honest, even though I'm like not the best personality. And I like it because I'm still different. I'm different even than the Rogans and those guys, that I'm still talking about things that I'm interested in, that other people are interested in, and it's not just pure fighting. And it's not just, you know, reading off what's on Tapology. Right? That's so even if I don't have the fanship and viewership this is the channel. You come here, you want to learn about cigars, you want to learn about anything that I'm going to be involved in, or something that I know about that I'm going to, like, for example, I'm going to start day trading. I think I'm going to start day trading. But I need gold money. I need to win some gambling money. I need to win a couple big bets again. I need another couple big nights, and I'll put some of the money into gold, and then another couple grand into a stake for day trading with micro stocks or some other stocks, and just start like chipping away, a few hundred here, a few hundred there, try to, make a few cents, a few dollars here and there. Doing like what some of the fake gamblers I know at the casino do. And these guys will, and even my coworker who does day trading, he'll gamble $10,000. He'll put in $10,000 to make $500 or even $1,000. Right? He will. He'll wager. He'll risk that to get that. He'll do money line to Amanda Nunes. Minus 900. He'll put 10 grand on it to win a couple hundred. Right? The guy makes money. He covers the big chalk. He'll bet that big chalk. Nice, very nice oak. Subtle sweetness, not a lot of oil. I want the oil in my Maduro, but this is a nice flavored cigar. A little dry. It has that more of a Nutella sort of subtle chocolate to it. Not a lot of oil. It needs that oil, but I love the finish. It has a slight. It could be the beer, and I think that, again, I would argue or tell you that these IPAs sometimes are really good with these Maduros. It accentuates a little bit of the sweetness that's in here. It doesn't have a pepperiness to it, but there is a slight spicy character or note to it. Okay, not a very diverse palette set, right? Not a lot of diversity in the cigar, but an excellent cigar. I would argue or say that this is like the best affordable cigar that I might have reviewed so far. Maybe because I think that La Aurora was a very inexpensive, and that was fantastic. I think, did I rate that a 9? And that was like a $6 cigar. This is in the same range, but it's not a 9. But for the price, this is a great smoke. I'm going to say that this, right out in the beginning, I'm not just first impressions. Like this guy with the pizza, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 or 7.75, 7.75, but with a chance to get better. And it's just because it doesn't have a complete flavor set. It's sort of one dimensional. It has that oaky wood start with so it's two-dimensional. The oaky wood start, a lot of wood with the little slight sweet finish. So it's not bad for $5.50. Excellent for the value. Like we're talking pound for pound, dollar for dollar. This is up there. Why is Real News retracting his picks there? What are you doing, Real News? soft, not a full-bodied. I like my Maduros to be a little bit more full-bodied, have a lot more richness to it. This has a light character. I think the filler on this, looking at it, I could tell, is not really super high quality. It's probably a lower quality binder. I think Punch was looking to make a good, affordable cigar that's for that casual smoker, everyday smoker that can't afford their higher line. They're looking for something that is just for the common man, you know. So they made this particular cigar. I could tell it's not up. They're going to have their premium tobacco and their wrappers for the standard line. This Knuckle Buster probably is a line where they say, hey, let's create this line that's a lower premium. It's a lower premium, but still a premium cigar, where we could make some money and make a decent cigar, and it's got to be good quality because it's Punch, right? So their cigar rollers are still rolling these cigars as well. So looking at what Real News was talking about Clayton Carpenter, him by decision is plus 295. By TKO is plus 240, and then by submission is plus 280. And those numbers, what they tell me, is to use him as a parlay piece. I think he's probably right and secure that Clayton Carpenter is going to win this fight, right? Because look at Ronderos by decision is plus 650. Him by TKO is plus 1200. Him by submission is plus 700. So I would advise people to Clayton Carpenter. I didn't look at him, but just looking at the numbers, Clayton Carpenter to win by finish is minus 113. So Vegas is seeing him winning this fight and utilizing him. Just looking at the numbers as a parlay piece, I'd be fairly confident of that. I wouldn't be disappointed. I'm certain I've seen his fights, but I'd be fairly confident putting him in a parlay. And I would do it soon before his number goes up, because having those winning methods be so low, they're not very juicy, and they're all very close. I would say good pick, Real News. Thanks for the information. I'll definitely have to back that up, though, with some tape study, looking at Clayton Carpenter, looking at if I can find anything on Juan Camilo Ronderos. But I will take a look at that in the next day or two, and I'll see if I can build a parlay. But I'm not thinking of parlaying too many of these. I'm really on the two fights where I'm going to be betting on is Jim Miller on the money line. I might take Aaron Brett on the money line for sure, and then Jim Miller by finish. Miller by submission plus 500 is always really good. Like I said, I might do 30 by finish on Miller at plus 330, and then 20 by the submission is what I might do. To get just put a half unit on the two props is what I'm looking to do on there. And then I'm going to do the same for Aaron Blanchfield. Or Blanchfield, I'm sorry. Aaron Blanchfield by submission, plus 480. I'll throw a 30 on that. And then actually, can Blanchfield win a decision? I think she can. She's great defensively. She's got great kickboxing. Really just well-skilled, clean fighter. Can end up just like maybe not submitting on drives, but just keeping her on the ground, right? Keeping her in control to win out a decision. So like somehow split 20 on the decision, and then 30 on the submission. That's one unit right there on this bout already, and that might be all that I'm comfortable, but I'm excited for another bout here. Jordan Wright, man, Jordan Wright on the money line. I'm going to take Jordan Wright on the money line. I'm going to bet another 50. I'm going to put Jordan Wright 30 on Jordan Wright on the money line. And then I'm going to be looking for that Jordan Wright round one plus 575 for another 20 right there. That's what I'm thinking. You know, or maybe let's see what Jordan Wright rounds 1 and 2 is. Yeah, plus 335, man. I like that. Ugh. Not a bad little smoke. For $5.50, man, this is a great cigar for the value. Pound for pound, dollar for dollar. Good smoke, guys. Really good cigar. Paired with a fantastic beer. They're setting Jordan Wright up. Yeah, there's going to be violence, but the not to go the distance is minus 500. We're not going to utilize that to make any money. Way too chalky. The under 1.5 at minus 159, still too chalky. It's in that range, that just 1.5. You know, the over 1.5 is plus 120, which is too risky for me. Not going to bet it, but there's something here with Wright, man. I'm telling you, real news. Zach Puga got knocked out. He got starched by Usman's brother, and he's in this bout. How in the hell did he end up in the UFC? Well, because he's a runner-up of the Ultimate Fighter. So I get that, but this scene, I'm telling you, real news. Jordan Wright they want Jordan Wright to have a win in the UFC. They want him to remain in the roster. It's things aren't scripted, but there is favorable matchmaking. Like they give you, sometimes you get that bone. They toss you somebody that you can, here's your chance, Jordan Wright. We finally got this guy. He's sort of a can. You're a can too, but he's less of one than you are. You're a tin can. He's an aluminum can. So you could crush him. And that's what this is about. This is tin can versus aluminum can, right? Like Jordan Wright is a tin can. So he's got some stiffness and harden to him. He could stun you. In that first round, he could catch you. And we've already seen Zach Puga get knocked off. Fuck out. So I'm gonna chase that. I'm gonna chase that dog money. I'm not even confident. It's gambling. I'm not telling you guys to risk your money, your hard-earned money on this thing. I'm saying I'm going to risk my hard-earned. And if I lose, I lose. Dude, I lose money. I do lose money, guys. I do lose money. Historically, for the amount of money, here's the bad part of my gambling, guys. If I look at in sum total of the amount of money I've gambled, just risked, and if I put that same amount of money into the market, I don't know what the market is right now. If I put maybe in the past couple of years, I'm in that $50K range, $50,000 range that I've gambled in the past 3 or 4 years. I'm in that range, guys. If I just put that into something else, I'm still up over that amount of time, only a few $1,000s, guys. I'm only up a few grand, risking 50. Actually, if I put it in a savings account is like 3%. So if I put all that money that I wagered little by little into a savings account, what does that work out to? Is it the same? Is 3% of or 2.5? Yeah, let's just say 2.5% of 50,000. Is it the same, like $2,000? So I'm gonna do the math for you. I'm opening up my calculator here. But if off the top, when I was younger, I could actually do that calculation in my head. We're close. It isn't much either way. So, but I didn't have any risk if I just put it in the bank. I could have lost more. I've lost. Everybody's I've seen. Shoot. I don't see Wright staying in the. They're setting up Jordan Wright because he's a good-looking. I'm gonna say he's a good-looking, well-smoking white guy, right? He has the chance to make a career for himself, possibly if he learns some mic skills, gets a winning streak. And he's exciting. He's a kill or be killed guy, Jordan Wright, and he has opportunity to. Probably comes from some family, knows some people. They're feeding him a bone, and at that money, Jordan Wright plus 220. I'm gonna be with Jordan Wright. I can't believe it because I think he's round one or bust, guys. Again, I'm gonna go 20 on the money line, and then him to win round one because that's all he's got, right? Or round 1 and 2. And round 1 was what, plus 550? Yeah, Jordan plus 575. Maybe I'll do round 1. What did I say? Like I was gonna bet 20, so maybe I'll do 10 on round 1 at plus 575, and then 10 on rounds 1 and 2 at plus 335, and then $30 on the money line. Real news, dude, it's Ike Villanueva. We're not talking about the standard of of anything in the UFC. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Ike Villanueva, but that's not somebody that you want to be the bar of fighting abilities. I love me some Ike Villanueva. I think he should still be in the UFC rather than fucking the guy makes fights exciting. Even though he's not fantastic, he goes in there and he's fucking another guy. Like, finish or be finished. Just like Jordan Wright. He goes in there and he fights, even though he's not great. I like Ike Villanueva, but I'm not going to do any MMA math, especially with using the mean being Ike Villanueva. No way, man. I actually don't do MMA math. We always look, real news, you know that, man. If you look back at the way we've discussed things, even when I mention a fight like with Ike Villanueva, I would mention what happened in the fight, what sort of skills were utilized to win the fight. It's never MMA math with me. I don't do MMA. I've never done it. Oh, there's got to be that. It's silly. Look what happened with Makhachev and Volkanovski. MMA math went out the window. That fight proved to people you cannot do MMA math. Do not gamble based on MMA math. Do not gamble on this opponent did that. Another person like that is Drew Dober. Do not gamble on. We need to look at what of historical skills of skill sets first, and then what has actually happened in the octagon. Right? Islam has subbed everybody. So I had to be on the sub. Right? Had to be. Historically, that's been his winning method. Had to bet the winning method. This weekend, Erin Blanchfield, via submission or decision, that's been her MO. Right? She hasn't knocked anybody out. It could have been. I think she did have a TKO, but Jessica Andrade. You guys have already known Jessica Andrade via TKO. I bet I lost when she got that submission, and I was on Andrade via TKO, and I should have just bet the finish, but it wasn't as juicy as I wanted it. So we bet on skill sets and the history of those fighters of what they've done in the octagon. No MMA math here. You guys know that already. You never heard it from me. Oh, you've never heard me say, oh, so this person did the this against that person, so that person should win. I mean, not that method. I'm sorry, but this is how they performed. He beat that person, so this person beat that person. Never. We never heard that on the Bout Better channel. We don't make gambling and money decisions based on feelings and on MMA math, on the opponent history. Opponent history, I always glance by that. Like, you look at their winning percentages against these opponents, I always glance by that. I always go right to the stats and the skills, right? I don't care that he's fought a bunch of cans. Like, dude, like the Jordan Wright and the other fight, we're talking literally 2 cans. They are both cans. One is an aluminum can, the other one's a tin can. So that's why I'm all right. I'm all right because I think he's just made out of a different little, slightly has a skill set, got better kicks, can stun you, can throw you off balance, great kicks, strong guy, can finish you fast in that first round. And we saw that this guy Pacquiao got fucking starched. He's just waiting to be starched. Whereas Jordan Wright, that second round, Jordan Wright gets starched. So if you're going to bet Zach Pacquiao, I like him rounds 1 and 2. Let's see what him by round 1 and 2 is. Pacquiao rounds. Vegas agrees with me. Vegas agrees. Oh, I love when I do this shit. Guys, I fucking know my shit, man. I shouldn't say that, man. I shouldn't fucking say that shit. But, you know, Zach Pacquiao, rounds 1 and 2 is minus 118. It's chalk. So Vegas agrees with me, right? Vegas knows these motherfuckers. Because I like that round. So you just take, man. Because Vegas knows that fucking this guy can't go 2 rounds. I'd rather bet contrary that Wright fucking upsets him. Has more experience in the UFC. It's in the smaller octagon. And Pacquiao ain't going to wrestle. Right? This is going to be a striker stand. This is going to be a brawl. I'm going to take Jordan Wright. I can't believe I'm taking Jordan Wright. I bet against Jordan Wright every fight he's had in the UFC. Him to get finished. Every fight he's had. And he's lost them. Neither of these guys should be in the UFC. That's the thing I don't like betting on this fight. I do not like betting low-level MMA. And that's why I hate betting this fight. But I would say that if you're on the right side of the underdog, right? Like Lena Landsberg versus Mira Bueno Silva, it's a women's bout. I think Mira Bueno Silva easily takes this. But she should not be minus 455. St. Preux versus Felipe Lins. St. Preux might be is a live dog in that spot. William Knight, we missed the boat on William Knight. William Knight was a dog just a few days ago. And I think that line got juiced because, it just brought it down. The market decided, hey, William Knight has both strength and this, wrestling advantage. I don't like that bout at all. I'm just going to play probably the 2 bouts that I've mentioned, or 3, I'm sorry. I'm going with Aaron Blanchfield, Jordan Wright, and my guy Miller. And I might Trixie those guys. I'm going to Trixie 3 dogs on the money line. That sounds good to me. On the money line, we're going to round robin them. on the Trixie. Not much, guys. Let's just do... No, not that. Let's just do... Yeah. Just $40 to win on the Trixie. To win 415, which is a $315 profit. Wait, or $360 profit. $365 profit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna parlay something on my 3 dogs. So I'm gonna bet like just about $300 this week between all my bets. I'm on Blanchfield, I'm on Wright, and I'm on Miller. But you know where I'm scared? I'm scared on all. Scared on all 3. But my most confident pick, of course, even though Aaron Blanchfield is plus 110, I think Aaron Blanchfield should be like plus 190. It sucks that she's such a well-rounded fighter. She's one of the better fighters there, as well as Andrade. Like, they by far are better than anybody on this card. I think they fucked them over by giving them such a shitty fucking card to carry. Like, what's up, UFC matchmaking? Make these women... You don't make them stars by putting them with shit. You put them on some other big cards. Like, Andrade was just on a big card in Brazil. Actually, Blanchfield too. So yeah, they got what they deserve. They got a main event. Love the main event here. Andrade Blanchfield, high level MMA fight. Jim Miller, everything else is not. Yeah, well, real news from a fan standpoint, it's a better fight. You know, we got this is a fight for #1 contender. This is it. This is a #1 spot right there. Like, Andrade is always up there for a title fight. You could put her in. She needs to always be ready for a title fight because she is just one of the. Other than Rose and Wei Li, not other. Like, she's competing against them. She's in the same level of all those women. Like, she's she's top 3. She is better than what Poirier and fucking the 155 division is. Andrade is the best gatekeeper out there in all of MMA. So you have to beat Andrade to get to the champ. She is the best gatekeeper out there. Let's just make that argument or make that statement. Andrade is the best #3 fighter that could be champion and should be champion again. He has the best chance and is the best skilled. Andrade is the hard. Here's the other thing. Jessica Andrade is the hardest hitting female in the game. I bet like PSI pound per square inch fight punch can outpunch anybody. Nunes, she's got the strongest one punch power ability in all of women's MMA. This woman survived against her. I don't know how she didn't go down. You know, like her. You know, that last fight with fucking the ex crackhead with Lauren Murphy. I don't know how Murphy. She must have been on crack that she didn't go down. Like, fucking Andrade tagged the shit out of her, beat the fuck out of that woman. That was one of the most lopsided fights. I had a fucking Andrade be a TKO. I needed that TKO. Ref was about there. He was going. Didn't do it. Andrade outstruck Murphy 231-100, with Andrade even scoring a takedown. Andrade threw 375 total strikes, landing 237 of them. 1 minute control time. 62% striking, significant strike percentage. Andrade threw double the head strikes, 161 to 81. Almost double, not quite, but the body strikes, 14 to 23. Andrade's leg strikes, kicking, 47 to 5. Lauren Murphy was stupid not to throw any kicks. That's what probably fucked her up. Like, she was so worried, she had to, like, couldn't kick. You know, Andrade is not going to try to take you down. She'll be, you know, think about her wrestling, but her wrestling is not that great. That's her weakness. And that's why Aaron Blanchfield has great all-around skills. I think, you know, a high-level jiu-jitsu submission practitioner, right? But not the experience. I'm on some. Aaron Blanchfield for me has been a money maker. And so is fucking Andrade. These are two of my favorite women fighters out there right now. Love this matchup. Love this fight. All the rest of these fights, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to bet them. Guys, this is an excellent cigar. It's not as chocolatey. Again, it's more like a Nutella, more of a nutmeg. Not nutmeg, but just a softer taste to it. So I'm going to still stay at that 7.5, 7.75 range, but it is an excellent cigar. It has soft, good draw. For the money, very, very good. Very good. This is a value cigar. Like we talk about value in gambling, this is a value cigar. You buy a handful of these, especially at this size, if you can. This is the not the double Corona. I think it was the double Corona, or I forget. This is larger gauge. You buy this size, not the fucking Toro, not the little Robusto. You buy this size at $5.50. You sit on these. You buy a box of them. That's, you know, and you sit on them. Real news, but who do you like to win the Andrade, Aaron Blanchfield fight, and how and when? Like, we all, like, that's the other thing about these cappers. Actually, I don't care about that. No, I'm not going to get in that range. I'm talking about other people, what they're doing. You know, what I do is I need to know how and when. How and when. Or how much, because I did the Monkey Night fights, and now you could get those numbers on DraftKings as well as other sites of most strikes or most takedowns. I made money off Monkey Night fights. I was the first person on YouTube to do Monkey Night fight analysis of more strikes, who has more strikes and more takedowns. I was ahead of the game. Here's the problem, Real News. Like I mentioned before, Andrade hits like no other woman, man. And once you get punched in the face like that, even Blanchfield, look at what it did to Murphy. Everything changes when you get hit in the face like that. You change how you're going to wrestle. Even wrestling could be risky because, like, look at what happened to Makhachev when he wasn't able to take Volkanovski down a couple times and he got tagged. It changed Makhachev's his perspective. Real news with the good information there, brother. Good information there. Let's see what that is, brother. Let's see what that is, my friend. Rounds, betting on the round props, right? I don't know if but let's see if it's juicy. Let's see if we get some juice. Some not juice, but like the other guys call it juice, like it's juiced up. Juice, I value the opposite. Like, let's see if we get some meat on the bone over here. Winning round one. People agree with the Vegas agrees with the real news. Plus 260. Round two plus 350. It's not very meaty. It's there. That's a good angle, real news. I appreciate that stat there and that analysis, man. I like that a lot. That's very interesting. Andrade rounds 1 and 2 is plus 225. Blanchfield's round 1 and 2 is plus 450. Ooh, man. Winning group of rounds. Fucking real news. Hey, you're the fucking man, dude. You're a very intelligent guy. Rounds 1 and 2 is plus 112. So your analysis of that justifies the number, right? Rounds 1 and 2 is plus 112. Rounds 3 and 4 is plus 375. It goes up almost more than 3 times the value if it goes into 3 and 4. And then it drops down, of course, round 5 decision at plus 138. But do you want to make good profit? Do you view a finish happening in this fight? That's the risk. And where do you put most your money at in most happening? Right? I'd rather pick a side in a way. But knowing what you just told me, if I were on the side of Andrade, I would look at these round props. Not her winning the fight in those rounds, but just the round props at plus 112. Because Jessica Andrade rounds 1 and 2 is plus 225. It's over double than the just round 1 and 2 at plus 112. But you get to play both sides. So that's why they cut it in half, right? At plus 112 for just rounds 1 and 2. Right? So if you're expecting a finish, you're spot on, real news. Fucking A, man. I don't know. You fucking confuse me now. Not confuse me, but you put me in a tough spot here. Like, where to invest my money? Right? Because I'm expecting a finish. I don't know about Lauren Blanchfield's chin. I know that Lauren Murphy is a monster. That woman has no quit in her. And I knew that before. But I still thought that it wouldn't matter that Andrade has that one-punch power. I don't know that about Blanchfield yet, that she has that chin. Because Lauren Murphy has no quit in her, and we saw that. She's the type of woman, even though she wasn't performing very well, I bet she would have told her corner, do not fucking throw in that towel. I'll give her that respect. Like, there's no quit. There's all drive in that woman. That's the best thing I like about Lauren Murphy. I actually I don't like her necessarily as a fighter. I like her as a woman. Like, that's the kind of woman I like. She's a fighter, and she will do what she has to do to survive. She'll do everything she can do to survive, and you gotta kill her because she's a Terminator. You know, she may not have the skills, but she will keep coming like a crackhead. Don't fuck with crackheads, people. Don't fuck with those drug addicts, those crackheads. Some of them are deceptively. Look at this guy, how this guy had the crackhead meth head come to his house. Professional MMA fighter couldn't finish the guy. The guy just kept fucking coming. Lauren Murphy is a beast. I give her all respect and value and credit. And as a person, even though I'm joking and saying a crackhead, like, you know, to overcome and go into recovery, achieve what she has, be a mother, all props to her. You know, all props to her. Like, fabulous woman, all props to her, great fighter. She's not done either. Like, she's not done. She's, like I said, she's a fighter. She loves this shit. Andrade loves this shit though. And is Erin Blanchfield, even though she was raised and she's almost like a wonder boy though. Like there are certain people like Andrade, she's likes the violence. She likes doing the shit. Like Laura Murphy does. They like hurting people and they like, getting in there. Erin Blanchfield is more of a technical, she's still a girly girl, but with great skills, raised to perform her art. Fucking super skilled woman. Super skilled. Great kickboxer. Excellent jiu-jitsu. Good wrestling. But Andrade is not just a brawler. Andrade is a different monster. What about Andrade in the pound for pound? Pound for pound women, definitely in the discussion. Definitely in the discussion. Pound for pound women, Andrade is in that discussion. Right? And we're going to see it this weekend. Yeah, we're getting buzzed. Small wave double IPA people. Yeah. Real News with the information. My number one fan, Real News. I love that dude. By the way, people, I am trying to get to a UFC event. You will see me at a UFC event this year. We're looking at trying to be at Kansas City. Is the preferred one because, man, I think that's going to be a good event. Looks like a great venue. There's plenty of, it's not giant. It's a small venue. It's not a bad seat in the house. So I will be there. You can come and say hello. I'll text. I'll tell people what it is, or I'll post somehow. I don't have the community thing going, but I need to expand the whole social media thing so you know that I'm there. The Instagram, the other stuff. I'll get there, but I like the YouTuber. But the violence props on, or not to go the distance. Let's see if we go back. Okay, escape. Go back. Huh. Why does that need to go? Not to go the distance. Miller and Hernandez. Not to go the distance. I don't want to do the Knight and Raheem. Let's do a distance prop here. Bet. Parlay. Hey, the UFC is going to come back to Canada. I guess that would who Trudeau is the but who is the who's the head of Quebec? Who's the not the premier but the whatever? It depends on that person, right? Like they're going to come back to Canada or Ottawa. They should go to Ottawa or Calgary or Vancouver, where I used to live. Real News. Canadians still, I used to go to the casino over there in Vancouver. Plenty of MMA enthusiasts. Plenty. Canadians love their MMA and their wrestling. Canadians are the most underrated wrestlers and MMA fighters in the game. In the game, and as well as skateboarders. The best in hockey. I mean, better than Russians. Canadian hockey, man. It's like that's like soccer in Brazil, soccer in Argentina. Canadians love them some hokey. Love that shit, man. Badass motherfuckers at it. So, oh yeah, Knight and not Knight, but Wright and this guy, right? And fucking this, it's like minus 500, and I don't want to add that. And Paga. Damn, even Miller and Andrade not to go the distance is minus 240, as well as Jim Miller and Hernandez. Both those, I would just leave it at that. Get you to plus 102. That's risky shit. Vegas sees a finish in Andrade and Blanchfield. So what I'd recommend is that you pick, if you're on you pick either. You have to balance your money on the Andrade Blanchfield fight. You have to really do some interesting money management, bet management here. Where I'm happy to be on the Jim Miller side against Hernandez. We're bumping up the cigar rating. We're going to give it a full 8. Full 8. Again, great finish. The sweetness has gotten better because it's hotter. You get a little bit more oil in it. Just the woody start. Not super complex, but for $5.50, all day, guys. I can smoke this shit anywhere and not even worry about it. Golf course, on the beach, wind, it fucks up, you'd have to throw it away. You're not worried about it, right? It's just a great value cigar. This might be one of the, other than the La Aurora, that was a fantastic cigar for the money, which is in the same price range. Like, this is up there with it. And actually, I don't know, you have to look back on which one I like more, which I rated more. I have to look back. I can't remember. But this is up there as like one of the best. I think this is one of the, or let's just talk about like affordable watches, affordable. I don't like all that noise. I can still hear it. You should come through, Real News. Real News, baby. I get you. I get you a free flight. You know, if I make it there, Real News, let me know. You got a passport? Real News, you got a passport? I'll get you there. I could get you a flight for free. Just don't get drunk or don't fuck up and don't talk to anybody the wrong way or do something wrong. I'll get you over there. Come meet up with us. Hang out with us. I'll pay for your ticket. I could get you a free ticket. I get you a free air flight there, Real News. I'll tell you that much. Go and get your passport right now. And I'll take care even of your hotel stay. I'll just put it on my tab. It'll be part of like what I do, or I get an Airbnb. I got you. Get a passport now. Go and get one. You got you get one in a couple weeks. I'll pay for it. I'll take care of it. Well, you have to fly on standby. That's the only condition. And I'll take care of everything else. You got to just have money to like buy your own shit. You know, buy your own food. I'll take care of the flight and the hotel. You just got to pay the other shit. You pay your ticket and pay the other shit. Here's the other challenge though. You're flying on standby. You don't have to get your. What do you mean, get your life together? Come on, dude. Hey, that is getting your life together. Getting up and going out is getting your life together. We are blessed, Real News. Real News, you got to stop seeing. Oh, wow, look at the band. Oh, my God, I didn't know. I just noticed that. Fucking intelligent on punch. Whoa. Beautiful. It says, you've earned every puff. Fucking awesome. Great band. You've earned every puff. But it has like a Joker on it, which I don't like. Man, you know, dude, you're Real News. Don't worry about that shit, bro. So you don't fuck with my people, don't fuck up anything. I'm more likely to fuck something up than you. But when I travel, I tend to be a little bit more behaved than on the camera, and I already know that I got to be more behaved, especially when I'm flying, because I work for an airline company. I got to like mind my P's and Q's, and when we're at hotels, even like if we booked a hotel through, like for example, our employee website, we have to like mind our P's and Q's even at the hotel to an extent. You know what I mean? Can't go out be all crazy and shit, which I like to be. But we can't. So, but come through, get your passport, brother. It costs like, I don't know, like $80 over there in Canada. I don't know. We are blessed to live in North America, blessed to be Canadians, blessed to be Americans. Real News. I realized that today, man, when I was just driving and I was going to get, even though I was busy, I picked up that watch, and I'm like, here I am spending $100 to get this watch. And for some people, I knew, you know, other people think differently. You know, $100 is a fortune to some people, man. That's a lot of money for a watch. People don't care about it. Well, I already spent $100 on a watch. Well, that watch now is, I could sell it at least. I put that shit on eBay for $300. I could get $300 for it. But I got a $500 watch for free. I got a watchmaker that did the work for cheap, did everything for cheap. I think he just wanted the relationship. He's charging me more for a different watch that is more complex, that's more valuable. I didn't realize, like, I thought it was my shittiest watch because it's always had problems. It's just always had issues. And he's like, this watch now. I got it for free from my job. I used to work for Alfred Dunhill. So I got it free from them as a gift. You didn't have to pay anything. It's a gift. He's like, this watch now, $1,700. So yeah, you know, $1,700 for a watch, and it hasn't worked in years because it's always had problems. I went in there, thought the battery replacement would be enough. He was like, no, it needs this, $240, and you could sell this watch for $1,000 or more easily. It's worth $1,700. So you start at maybe $1,700 work down, and maybe negotiate with somebody to get about $1,000, or because no one's gonna. It's a Dunhill watch. It's not that great of a watch, and it's a bottle movement. I don't think it's great, but it still has value. It's over 20 years old. So, very good cigar. So the watch collection value just went up big time. Now repair that for $240 is what he's going to charge me for repairing the watch. He told me why it's valuable. He has a wait to get the part, but he's like, it's worth more than that watch actually gained value. We were selling that watch for about $1,000 at Dunhill. It was $1,000 watch, like the other quartz watch that I have. It's about $1,000, and that watch is worth more. He's like, this watch is worth he told me it's like worth $1,700 to $2,000 now. So, and I got it for free. I still have it. That's So I'll pay the $240 for this guy to repair it. Put it on the collection. I actually don't like the watch that much. I should, because it has real gold on it. It has a moon dial on it. It has like other features that other watches don't. I'm into just the mechanical watches. These things, these loud things. But he prided me. He was like, ooh, when he saw it, he's like, original band, original strap. I'm sorry, bracelet, gold. It has a Dunhill marker on the clasp. He's like, good condition, not a lot of scratches. All good condition. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good watch. No, man, very good watch. You should. I was about to take it home. I was like, when he told me $240 to repair it, he's like, no. He was like, he was like, no, man, this is good watch. This is good watch. My God, how's my Indian bad accent? This is good watch. We repair 1700. 1700. I was like, done. Do it. But it's worth what somebody's going to pay me as well. Or you could be hustling me, but I don't think so. I think, you know why I know so. And here's why you can't judge a book by its cover. So my brother had been there before with this guy, with my mom. And my mom's very particular, very like, the guy's not, even myself, I'm very particular too. He's not my style of guy. Let's just leave it at that. Like, he's a very average Joe. Doesn't dress very well. His shop is not clean. He has a lot of junk watches all over the place. He has, a lot of junk. Not very clean, not very organized. No obvious pricing everywhere. The cover is not good. The cover is dirty. It's disgusting. You know, the guy is not like well kept. His shit is not quality, what I'm used to. But then he busts out, right? So why I stick with him, he busts out what he's repairing. And what he's repairing, a lot of people in the world cannot do, right? He shows me, he busts out a little box of the repairs he's doing of the Omegas, of the Rolex watches, of the Patek Philippe's, right? He's got tens of thousands of dollars, $100,000 in watches, more, right? More than 100,000, more. A whole box full of Omegas and fucking Rolexes that he's repairing. And my brother asked, like, I don't know how that dude's fucking in business. And I had to explain to my brother, like, you know why he's in business? It's because very few people can work on these watches. And I'd be hesitant to choose him because he doesn't seem meticulous. Like, he'd fuck my watch out, he'd scratch it. But then when you get it back, like I got the Dunhill back, it was fine. It was fine. There was no. He cleaned it up. He made it look better. It's better for cheap. It was actually a deal that I got on my Dunhill for the battery and the polishing. And some people say don't polish your watches. Certain stainless steel, you can polish the fucking goddamn bracelet. You don't need that patina. Nothing comes off of it. If it's gold, hell no. Do not polish it. But a lot of people don't have the knowledge set. We're going about the knowledge. Fucking skill set to work on Omegas, old fucking Rolexes. He bust out all these little things on these little cases. He's like, oh, look at this. And I was like, I know, because I know watches now. Or I appreciate watches, and I watch these videos and YouTube. And I was like, holy shit, this watch. Like, I think I'm better at valuation than him. That's why I think he overvalued my watch. But I think I'm better at valuations than he is. But when I saw, there was one Rolex that I would offer, not a Rolex and an Omega. He had they call it champagne, but it's more of a pinkish face than champagne. An Omega, classic, like 1960 Omega with that light pink hue. Fucking loved it. And he had a Rolex one that he's repairing the same way. And he showed me the repair tag on it was like $9,000. I'm like, what are you repairing? He's like, I'm redoing the whole thing, man. I got to clean it all up. I got to redo it. He didn't say that, but he's like, that's what this watch will be like. It's a $9,000 repair for like a fucking watch that's worth $40,000 or $50,000, right, or more. That's how he makes money, because he's the only one here. There are other people probably could do it. Probably a lot of people here in Chicago. But I bet he does it cheaper than all of them. He's not even authorized to do it, probably. He's just capable of doing it. And a lot of these people are not even just capable of doing it. So he has a skill set where he demands the price. So I'm happy, even though I don't like spending that kind of money on the quartz watches, quartz watch repair. Not cool with it, but the guy fixed it. And he's gonna fix it. Thing is, with that watch, I'll probably not wear it. But all the watches that's the other thing, guys, with the watches, is all those are going to be for my son when I pass away, and maybe he develops a passion or an interest in watches. They're just an interest in a part of me that he'll be able to inherit once I'm gone, or maybe somebody else just steals them or throws them away, because that's what happens when you die. People don't give a shit. They fucking start they just throw all the shit in the room. They throw it all away. Well, I can show you. I got a watch. I got a great watch that way from my father. I have my father's watch, or his father's watch. I have that watch, a pocket watch, a Hamilton, my grandfather. Here's true history, not embellishing, not lying. My grandfather helped build both the Mexican and the American railroad system. I take a lot of pride in that. And I have a piece of that history. I have his railroad pocket watch. I have that watch. I've not yet let anybody repair that watch, because I think I should go to Setrak in San Francisco. God bless him. I don't know if he's alive right now. Russian Jewish guy. Doesn't matter if he's Russian Jewish, but the fucking guy's a fucking watchmaker genius. Or here, ABT, there's a guy that supposedly is a Hamilton certified repair person. I could take it to him. I just don't want anybody else to touch the watch, because nobody outside of my family has touched the watch. I don't care if it's not moving. I just want it to be ours. I have that as testament to our family and our family's history. I have a step grandfather who also worked in the Mexican railroad industry, and very interesting, actually, that my brother, half brother, Mexican. I'm a half Mexican. My brother actually still lives in Mexico. Still collects money from the railroad system. His Social Security is part of their Social Security forever, and it's transferable. And it might not be much, but we take a lot of pride of collecting that money. It's not even about. It's nothing. It's really nothing, but there's pride. But my grandfather also, and my Puerto Rican grandfather, fought in the Korean War and is a veteran. And I take a lot of pride in that too, right? When we talk about immigrants, about Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, guys, we helped build this country too. We've been a big part of what makes America great. And I'm fucking happy to be part of America. I used to fucking diss it. I used to hate our government, what we did other places, but man, I got it good. Look at me, I'm drinking beer, fucking on YouTube, fucking smoking cigars. Man, I fucking got it good. I've been able to be a fucking successful fuck up all my life because of those people and what my brothers and my family has done. Love it. I want to pay it back. We'll see. Man, this cigar's gotten good. And the beer's gotten good. The buzz has gotten good. You know, I'm able to gamble. Gambling is a privilege. Gambling is a privilege. But, you know, you see those guys at the track and those other people that fucking are at the casino all fucking day and they're just those trolls. That's not me, guys. That's not me. Or even the other people that you watch on YouTube. I have to work for my money, guys. I put in tomorrow I got to work 16 hours. I got to end the stream here soon just so I could cook dinner, pack it all up. I got to get up at fucking 3:30 in the morning, right? I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning and get to work and put in a 16-hour day so that I can gamble. That's what other people don't realize. Like when I lose money and they're like, oh, you're telling me, dude, when I lose money, I fucking lost that fucking money that I worked 16 hours a day, miserable, hard fucking work to get that money to gamble. Because I wouldn't gamble if I couldn't afford it. Right? I don't buy the things that other men buy. I don't have the payments that they have. I don't have the extravagant homes that they have. I don't have the extravagant cars that they have. I don't overpay for my clothing. I don't overpay for my watches. I don't overpay for my streaming equipment. I don't have that, you know, that overhead. Right? I'm living in my means, within my means. And so when I'm gambling that shit, it's a big risk. I'm risking more than people that have that expendable cash. And I'm not asking you to follow me or to empathize with me in that regard. But I am asking you to provide me with that respect that and acknowledgement that fucking Bob Better, Roberto, is fucking honest about his shit. You know, like I'm not fucking these other guys. You know, and I'm risking shit. I do everything I do. I think at work, I think people respect me. Out on the streets, I think people respect me. I go anywhere I choose, like BDP. When I've been in Canada, I lived in Canada. People respected me. Right? I travel. I garner respect. I'm not rich. I'm not tough. I'm not like, you know, super intelligent. I'm respectful. I'm honest. I'm a good person to people. That's all you gotta be, guys. That's all you gotta be. You don't have to dominate the world. It's okay to just participate. It's okay to just be a participant. You don't have to be the winner. You don't have to be the loser. And I think sometimes we get carried away with that. Like, oh, like people say, oh, they give ribbons to people that lose. The motherfucker stepped in there and did what they did. Give them a fucking ribbon. I don't give a shit. You know, it's an accomplishment. Like that's MMA. If we talk about life, a fight is. I hate equating life to a fight because in life you don't have to fight. In focusing on life as a fight in a battle, I think you've already lost. Right? Like there's always a cheat. There's always a way around. Not like a cheat in a. I want to say cheat in a good way. There's always a methodology to avoid the fight. Right? That you don't have to head on forward and grab something. Right? And it's not just a mindset. You cannot be delusional. Can't be delusional thinking that we're winning the fight. Like, I think people would think I'm delusional. That I think I'm not winning. I'm living good. Guys, I'm living very good. Look at this channel, look at me. I have beer. I have cigars. I have technology, I have power, I got heat. I got a bed. I got watches. I got a camera. I got lights. I am so privileged. My privilege is so fucking... I am so fucking spoiled. I'm just so spoiled. I'm smoking cigars. I'm smoking premium cigars. Smoking the best shit. Eating the best shit. Living in a great one of the best countries in the world. Right? Yeah, we got our violence. Yeah, we got our shit, but I'm fucking living really good, guys. I'm still alive. I'm still making it happen. I go to movies. I can still see. I saw Avatar in 3D last week, 2 weeks ago. Fucking awesome movie. I get to fucking go see 3D movies. Guys. I get to gamble MMA. I get to talk shit about MMA. I get to wear nice clothes. I have a truck that's fucked up. I can buy a new car, man. I'm going to buy a motorcycle, right? I think the whole point of this stream, the whole point is that I'm spoiled. I am spoiled, guys. Guys, I'm spoiled. But I work hard at it. You know, I'm doing the 16-hour days. That's going to be the third 16-hour day this week, right? Tomorrow's just Thursday. All right, so it's not like I'm not putting in the work to do it. Other guys put their work into their jiu-jitsu. Like from our community, they put their work into their fighting, blah, 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 boom, or their YouTube. And I respect that shit. They're putting 16 hours into their channel. I got it. I get it. But I'm actually putting in like work into this. What I'm doing, you know, I got to put in work to get not where I want to get to. I'm already at where I want to get to. Because we here in the United States have the privilege of drinking beautiful beer, of smoking fine cigars, of having where a watch has value and meaning, right? Or if it's not a watch, then gold, you know, whatever it is, man. I'm not rich, but I am rich. It's not an illusion or delusion. Like, I am so privileged to be a part of the luxury of being able to be here talking to you with all what little I have. I don't have a lot, but that little I have is a hell of a lot more than other people, and I don't want to be even judgmental about that shit. I remember I used to say that I used to love watching Maury Povich and Jerry Springer because I love seeing all these fucked up people and knowing that I was okay. And I'm not part of that shit. I don't really love that shit anymore. Even in YouTube, I don't like seeing these people give you picks and do all that. I don't care about that shit. If you like those people that you're listening to their MMA picks, you're entertained by their channel, support them. Support Solemn Brewery. Like, I love this beer company. They make great shit. They support a lot of different people. I'm glad to finish off the Small Wave Club. Buy yourself some luxury items, but make sure that they last. Unlike clothing, like Dunhill clothing doesn't last that long. This lighter lasts forever. Gold plated, you know? Dunhill cigar cutter lasts forever. Even this cheap Timex lasts forever, guys. Buy some gold, buy a gold bar, buy some silver. Right? All these guys over here, they're just always talking, oh, we're going to talk about the fights. Talk about the fights. I used to train. I did this. I did that. Where's James Krause now? That's all I gotta say. Where's James Krause now? James Krause still gonna live good. Look at one of my idols, Pete Rose. Pete Rose became, like, his image to people that are in our generation was tarnished when he gambled on his own team and has been disrespected and not put in the Hall of Fame. He's in my Hall of Fame. One of my favorite baseball players of all time. one of the greatest baseball players of all time. I don't care about the gambling. I don't care about the attitude. Don't care about it. What the world does. And I think that's what's happened to me with YouTube. The world is determined that I am not whatever, but guys, go out, enjoy your life, go and travel. Like Real News was over here earlier, like, oh, I wish I could do this. Fucking don't be that way, man. Go fucking do that shit. Get your passport. Guys, I just had a revelation. Just had a thought. This is the kind of card where you make money on. Where there's parity. Where there's like all these favorites that are like mediocre fighters against other mediocre fighters. I'm just not willing to risk it on it, right? But if this is a gambler's card. You're in a car where you do make that $2,000 off of $500 bets. You know what I mean? This is the kind of card where somebody that has that insight, and I honestly don't. I honestly don't, guys. I wish I did, and I wish I had the balls to bet on some of these. I don't like betting low-level MMA, but this is the kind of card where you will make money. Like Real News was on Clayton Carpenter. Who the fuck is that guy? Right? Like he's nobody. He's a fucking minus 315 favorite. We know who Mayra Buenasilva is, so I seem somewhat that should be the case. AJ Fletcher against fucking Themba. AJ Fletcher minus 275. Who the fuck is that guy? This is the kind of card, you bet the right way, you can make good money on it. And I'm betting my way. I'm betting my dogs, Jim Miller, Jordan Wright. I can't believe I'm saying that. And Aaron Blanchfield. I cannot believe I'm saying fucking Jordan Wright. I fucking am embarrassed almost over that, but this is that kind of card where the guy like that is the fucking the one of the better value dogs. Guys, that's what it is. You got to gamble. Plus money. Raj knows that plus money. Yeah, this is a great beer. Fucking awesome beer. This double small IPA, fucking so good. Juicy. Heavy on the buzz. Flavorful. Like, just, man, not too citrusy. Has a little more apricot to it. Like, it's not apricot because I would see it. But it's not too lemony. A lot of these people are using a lot of lemon rind or grapefruit rind to make it. There's a little both, probably. And a lot of people are using that as the flavoring. And this one, the balance of it is just, dude, this is, you could put this shit in a 6-pack and I'll still be guzzling it. I'll still be fucking hitting that shit. Fantastic beer, guys. Fantastic beer. Beer. It's not creamy on the top, but it is an IPA. It's a double IPA. I got to give it a 9. 9 Club, guys. Like normally double IPAs are like heavier on the hops. You taste all the fruit in this, and I see a little bit of the rind of the fruit. How like awesome beer. 9, 9, 9, 9. That's no in Germany. Sure. See, the cigar is dry. You see that break in the wrapper? Can you guys see that? That's how we know the cigar was dry. I mentioned it earlier, the cigar was dry. It's not going to affect the cigar at all. We're going to get past that. But it was dry, a little dry of a cigar. I'm going to smoke this. Oh, man. I love how this watch. I think it's going to look better. This watch is going to look better on the green strap. But this is a good looking watch. When I see it on video, I see it. I'm like, wow, it looks really nice. Like that silver dial with the gold just pops, right? It just pops out, and it looks more than just a fucking $78. Not even $100. $78. $78, man. Like $78 for this watch, and it looks elegant. It's beautiful. I love the it's a vintage piece. I'm a kid of the '70s. My dad wouldn't wear this watch. I'm gonna have to get a watch. Actually, the watch that I want that my dad used to wear is extremely expensive. He had the Timex as well as the Casio 14 karat gold first digital watches. He had both of those. I'd love to have both of those as well, but those things are even big. Like, I have to look at those. They have remakes, they have replicas. But my dad's were original gold ones, and that's what I want. I don't want the fake shit of that. I don't mind having like replica of even of the Marlin. This is a reissue Marlin. I think that the original Marlin was actual 14 karat gold, right? And it was automatic. So it would be worth a hell of a lot more money. Now, I bet this is sapphire crystal. I can see the blue. That's why what makes my purchase good. And my watchmaker said that too. Here, sapphire crystal. Because you can see the blue hue. Oh, don't sapphire crystal. Like that crystal alone. And the movement's good, it's loud. But he was like, $79 good? And I showed him the price. It went back up to $140. They had like a flash sale on it. Here's also what I mentioned to you guys, is that as you browse on Amazon, the sellers and Amazon will adjust the price to possibly entice you to sell it. There is that AI that will want you or provide you or change or alter a price in order for you to purchase something, because they want the money, they need the revenue, and the sellers want to move it too because they probably still make a profit. I love the way that this watch looks on camera. Oh, no, it doesn't look blue there. It's a very nice watch. Nice looking watch. And I like it. See how, don't fuck with the leaf. When it starts to leaf like that and the wrapper comes undone, Don't even fucking put a fucking lick on it. You know, like people lick it. Don't fuck with it. Just let it be. Hopefully it goes down. Hopefully you get past it. It's just a vein. It is a good riff, but don't fuck with it. Don't mess with it. This is a good ass Maduro. Actually, the finish is a little hot. I think it was just in the cello too long. Didn't get the aerate. But don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with it. Don't. Love the beer. You guys already heard my MMA picks. There's not any more challenges. I'm not going to walk through all this shit, guys. You know, like, everybody wants to, like, oh, why aren't you, you know, I'll do that on a different time. We're live. We are live. We're about betters, beer, cigar, and MMA picks. You know, I'm changing my mind about this card. This is a shitty card, but it's not like flat out your ass shitty. This is going to be a good card, guys. It's going to be a good shit card. Just don't go hard on anything. Like, I need to tell that to myself. I already did that. What would I put? Like $300 up? We're going to put like $300 up on, and we're going to mix them up on those 3 bouts. And look, Jordan Wright and Zach Paga are the co-main event. They're the co-main event. The two cans. The 2 cans event. Oh my God. Too funny. Too funny, man. They didn't make Jim Miller, Alexander Hernandez the co-main event. That should be the co-main event. Like a Hall of Fame UFC guy has got to play fourth fiddle to those motherfuckers. Horrible. Not a good look. Not a smart move. In a shitty card like this, Jim Miller, Alexander Hernandez should be at least 3. And Knight probably is. No, this is going to be a complete ESPN card, ESPN Plus. I see what they're doing. They're mixing it up. Let's hope for a lot of times, guys, these cards end up being very good. We have low expectations. This is affordable MMA. Like, that's what it is. Like, this is affordable for the UFC. The UFC is getting value for this card. They're putting out this. They got, like, the 2 best fighters on this card are 3 or 4. Mayra Bueno Silva, Jim Miller, Hall of Famer, and Jessica Andrade and Aaron Blanchfield are legit. All right, so we got 4 good fighters. Like, Mayra Bueno Silva is good. I like Mayra Bueno Silva. I got a little thing for her too. Aaron Blanchfield, I got a real big thing for. And Jessica Andrade has the best hair, and even though she looks a little like boyish, man, that girl's fine. She's well kept. She cleans up really good. I don't like the tattoos, but man, she good hair, good makeup. Aaron Blanchfield too, good looking women. Like Andrade, we know is lesbian. What I think about Andrade is she's got the fat girlfriend, the fat wife. You know, this is where we're going with the channel at this point. I should be just cooking and chilling, but we're going to finish this beer and finish this cigar. Andrade her partner is like, been supporting her. That's another reason why I love Andrade. She, she could get any woman, like gay woman she wants to. She could get men. She got a woman that supports her and loves her. Her woman is in her corner all the time. I love that Andrade is that loyal. She's a beast, man. I love Jessica. I love me some Jessica Andrade. I want to smell her hair. I totally would love to spend time with that Andrade, even as a fan. One of my favorite. I think she's cool. I just think she's cool. I like Jessica Andrade, and she's good. I think she's good looking, even though she's a lesbian. She's still good. Even if she looks like a little boy, she's good looking woman. You guys got it wrong if you don't think she's a good looking. If you're an MMA fan, you probably think she's a good woman too. Great hair, great skin, great body. I'm not into the smaller women myself even. I'm into bigger girls. Right? You gotta have some girth when you come into the bout better. But Andrade, Aaron Blanchfield, whoo! Don't get me started on Aaron Blanchfield. Aaron Blanchfield's a 9 for me. She's in the 9 club. She's out of my league. But man, Aaron Blanchfield, oh my God, she's beautiful. There's some other ones, but Aaron Blanchfield's a good looking woman, man. People don't see that. She's not even selling herself that way, but she's beautiful. Starting to degrade this thing. That's why this fight is awesome. It's a great, not a great card, great main event. This is one of the better main events. It shouldn't have been, and they could hold the card, right? Like if you're in Vegas, you're going to go to this card. You're still going to go. I'm sorry, I just gave up. Thinking about like Andrade and Blanchfield. I'm going to enjoy this fight. From the violence perspective, and it's a woman on woman violence. Like this is that fight is just so good. So good. Like why on this shitty card? But they needed to them to carry it, but man. I was thinking to myself, on looks alone, who wins? Andrade or Aaron Blanchfield? And I'm thinking that to myself. As in who I would. That's a tough one. That's why I think it's close to a pick 'em and it should be a pick 'em. Actually, I think Andrade should be the favorite. Andrade could knock the fuck out of Aaron Blanchfield at any point. See, we got to smoke through that. So I'm about to drop off, guys, soon. I got to cook food. We're done here. We haven't talked about anything else. I have to smoke through that little bit because I still want to smoke the rest of this cigar. It was an 8. I'm going to upgrade it to an 8.25 because I want to finish it. So it gives a little more bump to it. Now you have the full bodiness. Now we see the oils, and I knew that. But it was dry. And that's why that leaf. It's a lower quality, probably wrapper. Lower quality for punch. They did what I said to you. They made an affordable smoke with the name. It's punch, very very high quality people. Very high quality cigar. And now they made a low end cigar, but that's okay. Love it. You know where the lottery ticket bet of the night? Lottery ticket. OSP via sub. OSP via sub. Come on, show me the fucking goddamn ticket. $5 wins you $32.50. Lottery ticket bet. OSP via sub. I doubt he gets it. But a little hot on the final end here. A lot more like the cigar guys like that. It gives you that more of that tobacco finish where the sweetness is gone. The sweetness is gone. But it still has that fullness. Now I like the full and the oils finally showing up on the Maduro. I would say that this cigar is a lower quality Maduro, lower quality filler. It's 550, guys. It's 550, and it was better at the beginning. Now where it should have, it's like where I want the quality to be at the start. It's starting to have that, but it doesn't have the sweet finish anymore. The finish is harsher. The finish is it's a full body now, but it's not as refined. The heat, everything as it's permeated cigar, and a joint, if you smoke weed, is the same thing, right? Like the flavors at the start, you get those defined flavors. It's hard to get that, like to have it at the finish. And now, if it had the oil at the start, oh my God, it would have been a 10. Like that's why this is not, like, it's not high quality. No, it's not where it should be. It probably has a low end quality wrapper with a mediocre filler, and I saw that. You could tell from the texture and the color of it. So you could look at the end of the cigar. Like when you guys look at a cigar and you buy the cigar, when you're about to buy it, I didn't do it myself today. I bought the cigar purely on price. Purely on price. And the name, Punch. And I know, and I thought it was machine rolled. I thought it was machine rolled. And now that bad tobacco is showing its root. Hard to relight. That mean when it's hard to relight a cigar, it means the roller quality, the filler quality, and the wrapper quality is not there. You guys watch me struggling there. I'm still struggling with it. And I could also tell on that wrapper, that's a thin ass wrapper. You know, we're not fucking getting that technical, like, oh, it's fucking 2 microns or 4 microns or whatever of a wrapper, but it's a thin wrapper. Like a thin wrapper over a generic filler, and the flavor is just gone. We're just smoking this to smoke it now, but I want to smoke. It has that oil now that's worked through, but the quality and the construction doesn't allow. The sweetness is gone. We're just basically smoking at this point. All the flavor notes, because it was so two-dimensional, like there is oil now. This is a good cigar to sit on. I need to get more of these. This is a good cigar. Maybe not that great. For the price point, it's fine. I think La Aurora was better. At the end here, the oils develop, but it's so hard to taste any good sweetness, any chocolatiness. There we go. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I got it restarted. And you notice, see? That leaf, that part of the leaf is dead. It isn't as sweet on the finish now. Now it's heavy oil, has a lighter sweetness to it. A lot of a lot of stuff has gone through. It's just harder to smoke. Not uniform. Too much gray. I can tell very low quality filler. Low quality filler. And the wrapper is not great. Right? Punch made an affordable cigar. They're trying to make you an entry level affordable cigar. But we're saved by the beer. The beer is top quality. Soft on the nose. Less of that nuttiness there. No chocolatiness. At this point, this cigar is a very dry smoke. It doesn't finish very well. I'm still going to give it an 8 for the value and where it was before. And you think it would get better, but it hasn't. Right? I almost had to downgrade it back to that 7.75. Downgrade it again. Because it should, certain cigars should just get better. Ooh, the leaf went off. I think the filler, I think it was like it's premium, but it's still all low quality material. Not bad, not bad. Still sort of there. Still sort of there. Still sort of there, guys. Man, guys, as always, love making content for you. Want to make more. Will make more. But I need your participation. You guys out here Need you sharing a smoke, sharing a beer with me, uh, sharing your gambling picks, MMA, Real News MMA. Thank you. We don't, you know what? Yeah, like, we're not going to downgrade it. We need to leave it at an 8. Great value cigar, guys. I made great value bets, I think. I made great value, like the beer. 9 Club, for sure. Might need to increase that. You guys been with me as I've been drinking? Like, guys, if you made it this far, you are about better. You are about better. And Real News MMA, you are about better, man. Don't, you're like, dude, you specifically, I'll shout out you specifically. Don't downplay yourself, bro. Don't downplay your value. Go study. Find an objective. Make a goal. I should have done this myself, man. And I'm still thinking I'm going to be 53 soon, and I'm thinking of maybe going for a law degree or something, or even a nursing degree, or something like that, because I have the time. Right? I'm going to better myself. I'm going to make myself better. About better. About better. Well, that's the better part of the stream. So I remember that dude Raj. He tried to like fucking not Raj, but Manpreet tried to fucking correct me on like, hey, it's Bettor. About Betor. I had to. He dissed me on my name. That motherfucker. That motherfucker did that shit. I'm about better. Better yourself. Better bets. Better picks. Better fucking gambling. Better MMA. Not the OR shit. Because that's easy. Or it's not easy, but it's better. ER. Yes. EROOR. About better. We about better. We're making better picks. We're making better gambling plays. We're about bettering our lives. Better streams. Better entertainment. Better cigars. Better beer. And making better things happening in our lives. I love it. I don't mind that shit. I'm all about that shit. And if you made it this far, you are about better. Thank you very much, guys. Fucking A. Good. Don't gamble too much this weekend. I'm about that $300 area, maybe less. But thank you so much. If you made it this far, you are about better. And know about that EROR shit. Because if you're one of my subscribers, people that fucking down on my ass, that actually gamble. I mean, I'm a little buzzed now, because I got guys that they know I gamble. I got guys in the real world that come up to me and say, I heard you know something about something at work or other places. And I tell them, hey, this is, don't know what to do, but this is what I think. But they also understand at work, say the people at work know that I keep my, I do my shit tight. I ask questions. I accept the responsibility. I'm accountable for what I do. I support my team. I support my workers. I support uh, everybody, even if I don't know them. They're to have me. I got their back. I got everybody. I'm not going to let anybody lose in this streams, in life. If you're affiliated with me, you ain't gonna lose. I'm not gonna let you lose. And you don't want to listen to me, that's fine. But I'm gonna tell you, and that's what I love about being about better here on YouTube is like, yeah, most of my bets are losing bets. I'm still up, generally, but it isn't great. But I'm the real about better. About better in the OR and the ER. In the OR and the ER. I'm the about better in both senses. So if you made it this far, you are a real about BORR better and ER better. And I thank you.